am transgender. I was born male and identify as female. But I like to say that I'm a girl stuck in a boy's body. I transitioned when I was 6 or 7 to more of a girl, and now I'm almost completely female. And 2nd grade was the last year of Lamb, and this year I changed my name officially. So I've changed my name, my clothes, my room, and my pronouns. And that's really all you need, except for the 5th one that I still need, surgery and medicine, to help me look like a girl.
Just a generation ago, it was adults, not children, who changed genders. Usually late in life, and often in the shadows. But today, as transgender adults gain wider acceptance, many children are transitioning too, with new medical options, and at younger and younger ages. This is a new generation growing up trans.
Naima, do you like the bubbles?
Let's count to 10. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Count, Naima.
4.
November 7th, 2009. She's 4. Ready? Go! There she goes.
My given name was Naima, and now my name is Daniel. I've been a boy for 3 years, and I was a girl for 6.
Come on, grab onto me. Or grab onto John. Come on. Arm.
I don't like to be called a she anymore, and I really like it that they think of me as a boy. I think it's hard to get used to it because I was a girl for so long, and I haven't been a boy for a very long time.
As soon as Daniel could start to express preferences in clothing, he was gravitating toward the boy section, hand-me-downs from cousins, wanting to wear just boy t-shirts and boy shorts.
From the very beginning, it seemed like to me, just didn't look as comfortable in a dress. Initially, a tomboy came to mind, right? That's our standard go-to for our society is tomboy.
And then the comments would start to come, I don't feel comfortable, I don't feel right, I just wish I were a boy. And I would say, I understand that you wish you were a boy, but we can't do anything about that. You were born this way. And then starting 2nd grade, the tone of our conversation just took on a more serious depth, and Naima felt like I have to tell you that I'm very unhappy. I don't like being in this body. I wish I had a penis, and just sort of laid it all out there. And so at that point, it just sort of snowballed into a conversation about, well, you can live as a boy. I don't know what that means. I don't know where to go really from here, but you can live as a boy and you can change your name. And Daniel, or Naima at the time, immediately jumped on that idea.
What?
The lava keeps rising.
The lava keeps rising? Okay, you gotta stay up off the lava.
I did feel a pressure from society, from our family members. What if Daniel changes his mind? But we knew that we just had to listen to what we heard from our child, and nothing else mattered.
Although Daniel transitioned 2 years ago, recently he started to worry that his body is beginning to change.
I've been feeling a little weird, and it's been feeling weird. So I stay up a lot of nights talking with my parents about it, and I don't get a lot of sleep. Yeah. I just don't like feeling different. Starts making my tummy hurt a little, so sometimes it makes me cry when I'm very, 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 very tired.
To develop breasts would be horrifying for him.
He doesn't want to be the kid that has to be different. And he has talked about suicide or killing himself before, which is why we immediately sought the help of professionals. I think he finds a great deal of reassurance knowing that there are steps we can take where he can look more like a boy and pass to be more like a boy.
Asher, quick, make it to the top. Quick.
It's now possible for kids like Daniel to never have to go through the puberty of their biological sex. But timing is crucial. So Daniel's parents are taking him to a clinic in Chicago. The gender program at Lurie Children's Hospital is one of a growing number of clinics around the country providing treatment to gender nonconforming and transgender kids.
Hi, how are you? Did you grow since last time I saw you?
Yeah.
And you just had a birthday, right? On the 20th? Happy belated. Shoes off if you don't mind, okay?
So these kids really are a new generation who are being cared for completely differently than children were in the past. And it's exciting for them to have opportunities that somebody wouldn't have had even 10 years ago. But it's also very challenging for the medical community to find the right way to do this.
Stuff down here. What's that tire?
One of the biggest developments in the treatment of transgender kids came in 2007 with the introduction of hormone blockers, drugs that suspend puberty and slow all physical development.
The pubertal blockers are the medicines that pause puberty. So the idea is that we can just put the pause button on puberty and let children have a little more time to grow and develop and be more confident of their gender identity.
Tight squeeze, then I'll be done, okay?
But the treatment of transgender kids can be controversial. It's a field of medicine with very little research, and the few studies that do exist suggest that for most kids, the distress about gender will shift with time.
The majority of children with gender dysphoria will not grow up to be transgender adolescents or adults. But I think the challenge is that we're not able to definitively predict for whom gender dysphoria will continue and for those that it may not continue.
All right, now turn back.
Our goal is to try to figure out which children are going to continue to identify as different than their natal sex. And we don't have any definitive test to do that right now, and that's very challenging. I wish there was a test to say, oh yeah, of course, you're 5 and you think this now, and you will when you're 15, and you will when you're 30. I mean, we don't have it though, so it's a real challenge.
Hello, hello. Hey. Look who's here. How are you, Daniel?
But there is growing consensus that the more intense gender dysphoria is in childhood, the more likely it is to persist, and that puberty itself can also be a telling predictor.
And I just wanted to see if you were noticing any changes in your body recently that had you maybe feeling worried or sad.
Well, this one over here, it started getting real tender.
I think Daniel had been really concerned about how quickly this was going to happen and just really feeling strongly about not developing breasts. And my husband and I want to do anything we need to keep his emotional well-being in mind and how he feels about himself.
Okay. Early intervention does make a huge difference. Once some physical changes of puberty have occurred, voice deepening in boy-bodied people, for instance, they are irreversible. So really starting puberty blocking medications as early as possible is really important for some people who are really experiencing distress.
So there is a very, very faint amount of breast tissue under the right breast. I mean, it's just a little tiny bit. We typically want to see that a child has had a little bit of pubertal development, but that's the point at which we can start sort of talking about blocking puberty. The medications that we use for puberty blockers all work, and for the most part have few side effects. This is a sample of what the implant is.
That small.
Yeah. The medications are very expensive, and so they can be $15,000 to $25,000 a year for some of these things, which is cost prohibitive for most people. So we have worked on an option that we can offer here now, actually, which is called Vantis, and its FDA approval is for men with prostate cancer. But this has been used successfully by pediatric endocrinologists taking care of kids like Daniel. And it seems to work just as well, and it is a lot less expensive. And so, Vantis is not approved for children, but none of these medications are actually approved for use in this situation. And for any of these meds.
Oh, for any of them, okay.
Okay.
We have a lot of experience in pediatric endocrinology using pubertal blockers, and from all the evidence we have, they are generally a very safe medication. But the concerns with this population are just different because we're using them at a little different age and for a different purpose. So whether it is having any negative effect on their adult bone density or their neurologic development, I think we don't know. I much prefer to take care of conditions that have been well researched and well studied for 50 years, and that is not the case here. We just really need good research that we don't have yet.
They're not easy decisions to make, and they shouldn't be made quickly. And I think the take-home message today is that nothing is going to happen quickly. Okay? Nothing.
This generation of kids are really, they're the pioneers. They're going to be the ones to teach us.